Hello everybody, and welcome to another Kev Play. It's Kevin, and we are on part 28 of Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Part 3 of Spyro Year of the Dragon. Last time we were in Cloud Temples. I think we did a little bit of... yeah, we finished Sunnyvilla completely. Now we're here and back in Cloud Temples. Hey Peppa Pig, how's it going? I think last time I missed some gems around here. I know there was an area that I was like meaning to get to, but I didn't get to before we get into any mini games. But I always forget about this drop right here. There it is. Let's get back in here. Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy week. You know, not too crazy, but I tried out Tony Hawk. I really suck. Let me ask you, how far did you get so far? Like, were you able to unlock all the levels in the career mode? Like, are you having trouble with any of the goals? Like, it's okay if you stink, like, at first, because honestly, it's a learning experience. See, what I like about Tony Hawk is that it's all like you're more competing with yourself than anything else. You're just trying to get better, because for me, like, the game feels great even when you're at a certain skill level. Like, even if you're, like, in my experience, maybe I'm just talking because it's convenient because I'm a little bit more skilled, but I know I play this with my sister, and she's not the best, but she's competent at it. I mean, you've seen the gameplay where I played with her, two-player split screen on here, but she enjoys it. Like, she's always up for a game if I take this, if I you know, pop the disc in. No, I just tried out the warehouse and I can't get used to the controls. I mean, it is different. I mean, it's different than Skate, I think. I don't know if you played that. I just remember playing that a long time ago and feeling that was a completely different control scheme. But I don't know. I think first of all, do you use the D-pad or do you use the joysticks? The game feels really nice to play, though. Yeah. I guess we'll go. Is there another area around here that I can get to? I don't know. Let's see. Let's just do this mission first. I used the stick. Yeah. Oh, the stick. Well, I mean, I used the D-pad. That's how I grew up with it. And that's kind of how I played Crash Bandicoot and Spyro also. So I don't know exactly. I don't know. For me, like, playing with the stick might be a little. For me, it would feel weird. But I know it's supposed, you know, I don't know. But it is a game where practice makes perfect. The more you start to play it, the more you get the feel of it. I should probably take that same advice for Riders Republic, because the controls in that felt very... I mean, it felt similar to Tony Hawk in a way, but it felt different. And I wasn't good at it, and I remember just being like, I'm not getting the same thrill, so maybe that's what you're going through too. Yeah, try to give it a go. Like, obviously I don't, like, you know, if you're not feeling it after playing it for a certain amount of time, then I wouldn't, like, force it on you, but it definitely is a game where you kind of just need a little bit more time with it, I think. Let's see what this guy wants first.
We usually wake up our rain cloud at the crack of dawn, but these mischievous spirits are stopping our bells from ringing.
Use a Superfly power-up to flame the spirits in the bell towers. Now, these spirits were back from, oh, these are kind of different spirits. Look, I think in the original game they're the same, like, model as the ones we facing Colossus that take over the monk statues. Oh my god, how am I missing these people? Do these guys respawn? I think they do. Maybe they don't. There we go.
Do you want this doodad? It fell out of the belfry.
Do you want this doodad off fell the belfry? Yes, I do. Jake. From State Farm. Anything new? Well, I did manage to beat the second God of War game in the Origins collection, which was Ghost of Sparta. Had a lot more fun with the... I think I had more fun with that game than I did the first game, but they're both great. The second game definitely is more... Like, the last time I was saying that they were like 8 to 10 hours, the second game is definitely like more closer to like more than... a little over 12 hours. It's actually a longer game than I expected. But it's, you know, perfect pacing, everything. The story was very interesting. And yeah, I enjoyed it. And I'm actually playing it... In the meantime, I'm playing it on hard mode to see how far I can get with it. Because... one of the trophies for the game... For both games is to get a 1,000 hit combo. Where you have to, like, just keep hitting enemies for 1,000 times without getting hit, and that's a very hard trophy. I think that's like a gold trophy. I could never do it in the first one, but for some reason not for some reason, it just like, I guess out of... I found the sweet spot of like enemies where I was able to pull it off in the second game. Because they kept respawning. It was like an area where they kept respawning, and I was able to kind of just like ward them off, but it was still hard. It was like, I still had to like... Because there was so many times I would get up to like 500 hits, and Bryan Cranston. Well, it even looks like his like final appearance, Walter White there. All right, but yeah, like I would get like 500 hits, and all of a sudden like an enemy would grab me, and it would break the combo. But I managed to do it, so now I'm just like, you know what? Let's see if I can go for the platinum. Like, let's see, like, the hard mode so far, it's like, it's challenging, but it's not like, it's not the worst thing in the world. So, I'm gonna see how far I can go with that. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really had a chance to play anything else. I think we have everything here. Oops. So we just got the Cloud God settled in that part. I think there's like the Fire God part over here. I like to call them gods, because I'm so used to gods right now, because I'm playing God of War. Oh, I've seen El Camino. It was okay. Yeah, I saw that you gave it like a 7 out of 10, roughly. Yeah, like, remember, it's meant to be more of an epilogue. Like, after coming off of Ozymandias and like the climax of Breaking Bad, it's not meant to be kind of like, it's not trying to outdo Breaking Bad, it's just trying to, like, Vince Gilligan always wanted to kind of wrap up Jesse's story. He always felt it was too, not that he's against open-endedness, but he was more focused on Walt's story in Breaking Bad, that he felt like Jesse, as a character, deserved more.
We can make a new one with our lava fusion cauldron and 3 sun seeds, but they keep burning out before we can get them in the pot.
I just dropped my mic. Okay, it's back. Sorry if you couldn't hear me for a second there. Our lava fusion cauldron, 3 suns, but they keep burning out before we get them. Okay. Let me make sure my mic wasn't... But yeah, I think it's a great... I mean, for me, I really like that movie, because I like how it... it feels like it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Like, he just wants to get out of there, and yet he has to go to the very place of like trauma. That's like the core of his trauma. Like he has to go to Todd's house in order to become free. Like after like the hell he just went through, like he has to actually go back and relive the trauma over again. And every time he thinks he's like one step closer to getting out, he has to like trace backwards. And that's kind of like the spirit of Breaking Bad to me, is that it was always one step forward, two steps back, and like it explored the kind of like the beat by beat process, like the in between moments. And for movies, especially with movies like they tend to gloss over those moments, and it was really, for me, it was just really interesting to see that in a film. And plus, I love Jesse Pinkman, you know.
Step on the switch to get a fresh sunseed, and keep flaming it until you get it into the pot. If you can't keep up with the sunseed, remember you can always hold down the charge button to move faster.
Okay.
If you can't keep up...
Okay. Alright, let's get these sunseeds out of here. Yeah, I mean, Jesse's, like, Aaron Paul does such a great performance in that film, too. It's kind of amazing what he's able to pull off. And it's sad because, Robert Forster, who plays Ed the Disappearer, he actually passed away on the premiere of the movie. Like, on the premiere date. So it was very lucky that they were able to get him for that last part before he passed away. He's a great character actor. Yeah, I've seen him also in Twin Peaks: The Return. He was awesome in that. Okay, we're good so far with this. Got that last time. I'm still holding out hope that there's gonna be a Spyro like announcement or something at Gamescom. I feel like there's something brewing. Something's in the air, especially with that G Fuel announcement the other day, which they actually like followed up on a week later than they thought they were originally going to do, which I'm glad they did. I'm just glad to see that Spyro's in the marketing, it's existing in advertising at the moment, and that's a good thing. Cool shades.
Here, you can have this last sunseed as a souvenir. Think it might be a dud though.
Cumulus, his name is, and this is Lulu. He sounds so hurt when I do that. I mean, obviously, but I feel bad. I also tried out that multiverse game. Oh, did that game come out yet? Or was it like a demo or anything? Because I didn't see anything like about like an official release about that. I know people were clamoring to have Walter White for some reason, which I didn't understand because he's not part of WB at all. He's more of an he's actually more of a Sony character because he's part of Sony Pictures Television. I think we got everything here. Oh, here's one. Oh, it's a beta, okay. I was hearing a critique by a podcast I follow, the what's it called, Sacred Symbols, or Last Stand Media, or whatever. And like Colin Moriarty brought up kind of an interesting point in that, like, when it comes to like Smash, all those Nintendo characters are kind of part of the same family, and they all kind of make sense, even though they're all different characters. And even with PlayStation All-Stars, to a lesser extent, you know, because those characters were like more, you know, there's more mature rated characters and more like, you know, platformer characters, so it's a little bit more kind of random. But with WB, and even like Nicktoons is part of like a family, you know, like in terms of branding. But with WB, it's like random characters, like Shaggy versus, I mean, I don't know, like Batman or Superman. Like, it's just like strange, like the way they have it. But you know what? If the game is made, then more power to them. Now, is there any way I can get access to this other area that I need to get to? It's not, well, then, if not Wolf, then Tony Soprano would do. Yeah, that's true. Tony Soprano, Don Draper, Walter White, Al Swearingen from Deadwood. All great anti-heroes. Jimmy McGill. Oh, here's where I need to go. Oh, we got more enemies too. Those guys just like set themselves up like like pins to the bowling ball. Okay. But how do you like it? Does it play well at least? Or is there like some bugs that still need to be fine-tuned? I think this is the last gems we have in the egg. All the gems, and here's our final egg, I think. Claire. Magician Claire. Alright, we got everything here. Let's get out of here. Oh! Oops. Oops. Fourth time's a charm. Cool. So we got 3 levels done, I think, so far. Now let's go through here. I guess we'll go. We definitely have 10 eggs at this point.
At last, my portal is working again. Come visit me at the Tiki Lodge.
Molten Crater. Okay, that's what it was called. I was having trouble remembering what it was last time. I really like the music in this one. I remember. From what I remember. Oh, the boars are back. A little smaller than they used to be, but... Let's see what this guy has to say.
Rhinox are running rampant around here, but I can't get anyone out of the Tiki Lodge long enough to do anything about it.
You're a Tiki! Rhinos have nothing on you. Ox, I mean. What's your favorite Spyro soundtrack? If we're talking Spyro 1, I always go to Dreamweaver's Homeworld. I think it's it's not only trippy, but it's got such a cool bass line, and the drums and the guitar riff, everything about that is like one of the best. I actually remember I used to be in this like, I guess it was like, I was on like a, kind of like a TV forum or whatever, and one of the like there was one thread where it was like a game or contest where you had to post like 3 video game soundtracks, and then through like a tree bracket system, it would get like ranked and reviewed by like people, and like voted like people would vote to see which one would fare against another one or whatever, and the Dreamweaver's Homeworld got very, very far in that contest, I must say. I mean, for PS1 to have CD soundtrack, like where you can actually record real music compared to just like, you know, the Nintendo bleeps and bloops that video game music tends to lean towards, like, it's, you know, this is like such a more dynamic sound from Spyro. But yeah, Spyro 2...
Well, it looks like it's just you and me. I'll keep a lookout while you sort out the Rhinox.
Okay. I'm wondering if there's a trophy for getting these flowers, but I think they just keep coming back to life. Okay. But anyway, Spyro 2, I love Spyro 2, but none really jump out at me as much as Spyro 1 soundtrack. I think Spyro 1's soundtrack overall might be the best one for me, but Spyro 3 definitely is the most experimental. I know a lot of people tend to love the Fireworks Factory soundtrack, and I really liked it too, but for me, it's almost like Stuart Copeland is really stretching the kind of the rubber band of what is Spyro music at that point. I feel like he's almost like experimenting to see what else he can make, like what type of sound he can create for the franchise. And I know he did Enter the Dragonfly also, but I never really played that game. So I actually always wonder, like, you know, as bad as that game was, you know, because of how buggy and glitchy and unfinished it was, I wonder how good that soundtrack is, because I'm sure he still did a fantastic job with it. But for Spyro 3, my favorite soundtracks usually tend to be... I don't know, like, I feel like I need to listen to them again more. But... Oh, you know what one really pops to me a lot? But it might be like a safe choice. The last Homeworld has a very unique sound to it that I really like. What's the last Homeworld called? There's... The one before it is Evening Lake, and I'm guessing it's like... Oh, it's Midnight Mountain, right? That theme song is really cool, I think. Like, I remember feeling like there's like a joyousness to it, but yet it's very, like, it's still like... It's very fun to listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like too joyous. It's like still like, you know, it feels like you're in the final Homeworld, but, you know, it's really good. Ricky looked good. I have a feeling these damn flowers are going to be a skill point, and I can't get up here. Let me see if I can get back. See, because I keep flaming it, but it comes back to life, so I'm not sure. I really like the Speedway race music from Spyro 3. Oh yeah, like do you mean like when like you can hear like Sparks is kind of like buzzing, like I can't do it. It's like bzz, 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 or something like that. I don't know why I keep getting these flowers. I feel like they're a skill point, but they don't feel like one.
Be sure to keep your friend Sparks the Dragonfly healthy, Spyro. If his health is low, torch a little creature like the slug below me to release a butterfly.
Okay. I'm surprised Zoe's still giving me hints 3 episodes in, 3 hours into the, or like in the 3rd hour of this. But guess that's the spirit of Spyro. This guy's like a lion tamer, but we're in the middle of a volcano here. Let's go this way. Let's see what's over here. But this, yeah, the more I'm listening to this soundtrack, it's really good. Oh, here's a key. I don't think we had a key in Spyro 2. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there were keys in Spyro 2. I think only in Spyro 1, so it's cool to see the keys return. Yeah, there's a chest all the way in the beginning of the level I have to get to. Forgot. I was expecting that boar to be there, even though I kind of remember he was, but it's kind of interesting in design that the boars need like a runway. So once I saw that bridge, I was like, that boar is definitely going to be charging down that bridge. Okay, I think we have most things here. Okay, I got in here. Okay. I also like the little whoo, whoo, like in the background.
Here, take this egg. They were giving them away at the Tiki Lodge last night.
Curly. I have a dog named Curly, but it's with a Y, not a IE. He's 18 years old at the moment. He's blind and deaf. Oh, we can't finish this level. Forgot. Because we have... Note. Sergeant Bird is currently on an important mission. To the inside of a cage. Tough luck, the sorcerers. Dang. Oh, but good thing Moneybags is here to solve solve our money woes. That is.
Spyro, you're just in time. I saw 2 egg thieves run through this door. Well, actually, they paid me to guard their hideout, but that's irrelevant. I'll happily let you through the gate to chase them down for a small finder's fee.
Get lost, loser.
Very well, Spyro. It's up to you. Maybe if we both just hold hands and think happy thoughts, the thieves will decide to return the eggs themselves.
Oh, wow. He's basically saying prayers are not the answer here, which is kind of... It's offensive. Okay, okay.
Thank you, Spyro. And best of luck catching those dastardly egg thieves.
Honestly, you should, after you've already done the Crash Bandicoot games, Spyro 1, I still have a very, they're still very special to me, like those original Spyro games. There's some, like, just like with Crash, there's some quirks to the original Spyro games that are better than the Reignited Trilogy still.
I guess those egg thieves are going to get what's coming to them. It's too bad. I always sort of liked those guys. I guess those...
Alright, let's get these egg thieves. We got this Tiki
Are
Man.
you the dragon looking
Stony.
for all those eggs? Because I saw a shifty looking character with one over there. Are you the dragon?
I feel like this the voice actor who's doing Stony was trying to be like a...
Looking for all those eggs? Because I saw a shifty looking character with one over there.
He was trying at first to sound like a pothead almost, but then he's like, oh, this is a kid's game, let's kind of like change the direction. I feel like at first he wanted to do it.
Are you the dragon?
He's like, are you the dragon? Like, that's... It feels like he, like, in that split second, he like changed the inflection of his voice though to make it more, or less obvious. Oh, I guess another thing that's new is, I guess I've kind of been on like a, ever since like, you know, the whole like digital game storefront thing being like kind of like a controversy with the whole, and you know, especially with like Game Pass and PlayStation Premium and all these weird gatekeeping strategies that these companies like Microsoft and Sony are doing in order to like this whole streaming war, I guess, or like streaming service war that they're doing. I'm starting to just buy more physical games. So the next game I actually bought is a game that's not considered good. It's not it's considered good, but it's not considered. Basically, it came out during the PS3 era. It's a first-person shooter, but it's not considered that great because it came out. For me, this is my theory. Is that it came out during the age when Killzone was thriving, Halo was thriving, Resistance, Call of Duty was thriving, and this game kind of just like is like one of like the peripheral first-person shooters that kind of just didn't catch people's attention. And it also has a stigma too that the creator themselves said that they were not proud of the game. But I'm getting this game because it's actually in lineage to another game I've had, which was the first game. And this is not like a sequel, it's more of like a spiritual, non-canonical sequel in a way. It's not like a direct sequel, it has nothing to do with the original. But it's a Black Site Area 51 for PS3. And it's supposed to be, it's made by Midway, the same people who made Area 51 for PS2 and Xbox, which is my 2005 Game of the Year. I never picked this game up because it plays completely differently from Area 51. So at the time I was like, oh, that's not the same game. Then they're just making a new game. But the game, like from what I can see in video reviews, it's still supposed to be good, and it's supposed to be kind of like there's nothing actually wrong with the game. It's just I think it just wasn't as popular as other more successful first-person shooters. So I'm kind of willing to see how this game plays. I'm expecting that it's going to be a little dated at this point, but I'm interested to see what it's all about. And I managed to get a new copy on Amazon for a pretty decent price, so I'm willing to play that. And it's supposed to be the last game before Midway, as a company, got closed down or went out of business. So I'm like, you know what? Might as well just play their game, even though the creator themselves said that they were not proud of this game because it didn't. I think it went through like development hell. Like the publisher didn't give them enough like funding, or like maybe it was rushed or something, so it wasn't exactly to his standard of quality. But I'm willing to try it out and see how it plays because I think you can get in and out of vehicles too and stuff. So something that I think should be interesting. But it's an older game. It's like an older PS3 game. See if I can catch up to this guy. I remember this chase is always long because you kind of have to make several laps before you can actually catch up. I think I'm almost on him. There we are.
Hey, there goes another one. He was really fast. Maybe if I activate the supercharge, you'll be able to catch him.
There goes another one.
You should catch that thief before he steals something valuable.
Alright, let's try it. Well, before I do that, let me... where is that? There's supposed to be like a... Oh, there. I know where to do. Okay. First, let me get the thief, I guess. This runway always scares the crap out of me, though, because I feel like I'm gonna fall off at any second. Which is nerve-wracking when you're... Okay, got him, I guess. Kermit. Kermit the Frog, here. Cool. I think I could just go like this and get that, and then there's supposed to be a little area right there I can get. Boom. Skill... Oh, and it's a skill point. Oh, it wasn't a gem area. Okay. I'll take it. So I can't complete this level because I still need to get Sergeant Bird, so I think I have everything around here just to be sure. We'll go back and get the chest with the key. But yeah, it looks like I got everything here. Alright, we're looking good. Alright, yeah, we'll go to the beginning of the level, which is over here, I think. Thankfully, I don't have to go all the way back. It's all right here for me. Does he say anything else?
Well, it looks like it's just you and...
Oh, I know that. Okay. Cool. Alright. Let's get the heck out of here. Turn home. I want to look up when that God of War Ghost of Sparta game came out, because I want to see how it ranks. Even though it's too early to tell, I want to see how it ranks up to what other games came out in its year. God of War Ghost of Sparta. Came out 2010. Okay, so it came out the same year as God of War 3. So I think God of War 3 is going to take this would still take that cake. I think God of War 3 was the only game for 2010 that I had that year, right? Let me just make sure. I think so. Yeah, okay. Both great games though. But yeah, God of War 3 is the console game, the console, like the third in the trilogy. That's definitely... Wait, what game were you talking about? Which game? Oh, the game that I'm about to get? Yes, I do.
The game camera is now in passive mode.
No, I don't. Oh my god. This damn fairy.
Your game camera is... If you like,
Change the game to active, yes.
Your
Okay.
camera is now in active mode. If you don't like it, come back and see me. Or change it yourself by using the options menu.
I was talking about, I picked up Black Site Area 51, which is a PS3 first-person shooter. Guess I'll go here next.
Yay! My portal is working. I'll see you at the beach.
Yeah, it's basically like a non-canonical spiritual successor to the original Area 51, which was on PS2 and Xbox, which was my 2005 game of the year. And that game is amazing, but this game it pales in comparison. But I kind of want to go into it now, not with the lens of, oh, this game sucks compared to the really great Area 51 game. I just want to judge it on its own merit, I guess, because it's supposed to be a completely different type of game. And it came out during the year too, when other first-person shooters more successful shooters were thriving. So I feel like now is the time I can give it a fair shake, even though it might be a little dated now. But even the creator themselves said they were not happy with the game because it went through like the whole development process was like development hell and shit. So, but I'm willing to see what they were able to do because I think the game still reviewed decently.
While I was gone, my friends borrowed the Rhinox submarine. Then they took it for a joyride. And then they smashed it into a big pile of rocks. Oddly enough, the Rhinox failed to see the humor in their actions and stuffed my friends in the jail cell behind you.
Sebastian, the seal.
The Rhinox had boarded up a lot of our doors, but I bet you're strong enough to smash them down.
See if I am.
The Rhinox had
Okay. These guys are in the jail cell. Looks like 3 of them. Even though it looks like they can escape the other way. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. Alright, so we have an underwater level, which is, for the most part, pretty much like the Aquaria Tower's equivalent, I think. Even though I think there is more land places to go. It's not about filling the water up like Aquaria Towers, or filling the space up with water. But I love I think this might be the first level ever that started out with water, because this game isn't plagued with like us having to earn the swimming ability. So they just throw us right into the water here, which is pretty cool. Ouch. So my game of the year. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, you'll notice that I tend to start to talk about my game of the year a little later whenever I have less games. And this is the final game. This is the final year where I have literally. It's literally just one game. And the reason it was such a small year is because this was the beginning of the PS4 era, and people don't seem to remember, but the PS4 era was very. There weren't that many games out when it first came out. The first game I got for 2013 was Killzone Shadowfall, which was a launch game. Now 2014, my game of the year was, like I discussed last time, was South Park: Stick of Truth, but I didn't get that game until this year. The only game I had for 2014 that I was able to purchase in 2014 was The Last of Us Remastered, even though that game is technically the game itself is technically a 2013 game. So in the first 2 years of PS4, I only had Killzone Shadowfall and Last of Us Remastered, and that was a remaster. It's kind of the same story with PS5 right now. Is that like there's a lot of remakes or remasters that I have more. I have just as much remasters as I think I have original games so far. Especially since PS4 and PS5 or PS5 games are kind of like cross-generation. Still, even God of War is going to be PS4 and PS5. So we're still in that like era where, we're not exactly exploding with games yet, and especially this year, as we know. I mean, the next game I'm willing to get is Stray, and the only game I've purchased this year was Horizon Forbidden West. But yeah, so this was a slow year, 2015. But it was an interesting year for a game that a type of game that I don't normally purchase, and the only reason I purchased this game is because it happened to be a special year for this type of game, as it were. And that is, I know this is going to be a very boring answer, but it was a very appropriate game at the time, and it is a Sony exclusive, and that is MLB 15 The Show.
If you want a quick summary of your progress in a world, you can press the guidebook button to open the guidebook page for the world you're in.
The reason I got this game is because I said I would never buy another sports game unless my team won or like was in the championship. So in 2015, I'm from New York, and the New York Mets, which is very rare, they were in the World Series, and they were a great team that year. And it was actually the one season that I watched pretty much every single game of, because in that year I was out of a job. I didn't get it was like a transition between me graduating college. I took a year off trying to figure out myself, and then I finally got the job that I have now. And but for 2015, yeah, I did not have a job, so I watched the entire Mets MLB season, and they were amazing. It was amazing. It was such a funny team. They were great. Like, they had DeGrom, Syndergaard, Harvey as pitchers. Like, Bartolo Colon was such a funny pitcher too, who made some pretty crazy plays and stuff like that. Baseball, like, in terms of sports, like, baseball is, like, the one that I'll follow maybe the most. I haven't really followed much this year, even though the Mets are really good this year. They're the first in their division. But yeah, when I saw that they went they were in the World Series, I was like, I have never owned an MLB game. Yeah, I mean, the amount of sports games I have in total across PS1 to PS5 is very, 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 very minimal. It was really, for me, it was dry. I mean, the only game that was worth it, I think, was which is a game I didn't get because I have not played the other games, is the Metal Gear Solid game, like the open world Metal Gear Solid game, which was Phantom Pain, I think. And I didn't get that game because I was like, you know what, I need to play the first games before I even like jump into that. And I think another game that came out 2015, correct me if I'm wrong, was Bloodborne. But again, I'm not really like a Dark Souls, like really hard, challenging type of, like I'm not really into those type of games. I know Elden Ring is really big right now, and I think Elden Ring might be like the most accessible of all of them, compared to like, I think Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne. But yeah, Bloodborne, even though it's a Sony game, it gets very high praise, very high accolades and all. It's just not a game, for me it's like, too, like the aesthetic, very gothic, which is not something I'm against, but when a game is that hard and it's it's aesthetically dark, it's not as inviting to me, in my opinion. So yeah, it was a dry year, but MLB 15, I have to say, kudos to that game because it actually is a very great sports game. Like it's a very well done not first person shooter, or MLB game that's a first party game. Like that's a quality game. It really is. Because I know there's a lot of like controversy, like with like say like a company like EA Sports or EA with like Madden. Like there's a lot of like I know there was a Madden of recent that was very buggy and like people like downvoted it to be like 1.0 out of 10 or whatever. Jason. Exactly. Yeah. See, that's what they wanted. Crash, like people, like the media thought Crash Bandicoot was Dark Souls, but it was never Dark Souls. It's just a game you need to have a little bit more patience with. Crash 4, on the other hand, is definitely a hard, tough game, but or tough game in terms of 100%. Oh, that guy just I never seen that before. I didn't like kill him with the barrel. Like it went over, it like knocked the other barrel out of his hands, and he was still living. That was pretty cool. But yeah, MLB 15, the show, it was just a game I was like, you know what? I don't really get many sports games, and I was like, you know what? In a year where there's really not that many games, let this be the year, because like the team I love and the team that barely is ever in the World Series. The last time they were in the World Series, I think was maybe. Or the playoffs was maybe 2006. The World Series was in 2000. So for them to be in 2015, I was like, you know what? I watched every game that season. It almost feels like I'm required to buy this game because it's like a time capsule of like what I was doing in that year. Because it was not only a slow year for games, but a slow year for me because I was out of a job, so I didn't have much to do other than, you know, play whatever I had and watch baseball. That was, you know... And it's weird because I haven't really watched much baseball as obsessively since. I kind of fell out of it, and I kind of wish I can get back into it, especially since the Mets are doing amazing this year, but yeah, it's a game I'm glad I picked up. Because out of all the sports games I own, I only have NHL 99 for PS1, and then the next one was Madden 2002 for PS2, and then NHL 07 for PS2, and then PS3 I literally have no sports games. Like if we're talking about actual like sports games, like, you know, like football, hockey, or baseball, and then MLB 15 was the next sports game I got. Obviously Tony Hawk is extreme sports, but that's more of a... That's not, I don't really count that as sports to me. I guess I had NASCAR 99, which is kind of a sport, I guess, so... But yeah, I don't have many sports games, but that's the one sports games that I was like, you know what, I need to get that game. And I was glad I did. I feel like it's a game that I'm... Actually, I got pretty far with it with the trophies. Like, there was a lot of trophies for that game. I wasn't able to platinum it, but I got pretty far. I think I have like 60% or something. Something close like that. Maybe like maybe between 50 and 60%, which is pretty pretty cool for a sports game where, like, in order to get trophies, it's more based on, like, luck. Like, I had to get a home run with one of my pitchers. I think I got a home run with DeGrom, Jason DeGrom. Or Jake DeGrom, I mean. Which is hard to do, so there's kind of fun trophies like that. It also has online, too, which is, I played for a little, but, you know, not much to be said. Because I think I'm still in the middle of the first the season I was playing, because I was trying to play a full season, but that every time I try to play a season on a sports game, on a video game, I never finish it. I never see it through. I have an NBA game, but I don't play it. Yeah, see, like I actually don't even own any NBA games, so like maybe someday, maybe if the Knicks win next, maybe I'll pick one up.
You can hover to get more distance when gliding. Just press the action button at the end of your glide.
Press the trial. Yep, we know. Because Hunter already told us. Oops. Even though I screwed it up. Oh, I didn't even realize Sparks was gone. Oh my god. I keep hovering too early. Oh, there's something up there. Or did I come from there? I don't even remember. Let's see. Ah, there's more up here. Okay, cool. But yeah, after 2015 though is when every game from every year from here on out is going to be more. I think the next year is still kind of a slow year, but it has two really great games. And then from there, honestly, I have so many games to go through. It's going to be an explosion of games to kind of sift through and determine which one's my game of the year. I think I'll go to see what Sheila's up to. Come on in, Sheila.
Oh, hi, Spyro. Some of my seal friends are trying to take down a Rhinoc fortress. I'm about to go and lend a foot. I love the smell of singed Rhinoc in the morning.
Let's do it. Wait, why did she say... Oh, because there's going to be explosives. Okay. Dude, is it true that Sony is looking to buy Square Enix? I heard that. I know Square Enix reportedly is looking to be bought by a company. Honestly, though, I don't see a reason to, because Sony has always had a great relationship with Square Enix. Like, they are unofficially always been kind of like simpatico with each other, you know? Like, they work well in tandem without having to be kind of like directly financially tied to one another. So I don't know why it's necessary for them, from Sony's perspective, to buy them, because I think what makes Square Enix games successful is that Sony kind of, you know, or that, like, Square Enix, you know, they do what they do, that they're left on their own to do what they do, obviously because they're their own company, but I don't see why Sony owning them would benefit the creative process, or I mean, I guess it's more of a money thing, but I don't know, I don't like the idea. It's the whole thing with, like, the Warner Bros. Thing, too. I don't like the idea of, like, these weird, just, like, random companies just acquiring each other. Obviously, it's not random with Sony and Square Enix, but, like, the whole thing with Microsoft owning Activision and just having, like, this plethora of intellectual properties now. It's not that I'm against, you know, it's not like a console war fanboy thing. I just don't like the idea of any company being owned by another company like that just for the sake of it. Like the way Disney Plus owns Marvel and Star Wars and The Simpsons, and it's like, what are you doing with all these properties? Like, you don't necessarily need them. And same with Warner Bros. Too. And now, like, Discovery owns WB. Like, it makes no sense. Like, I don't know. I'm whether they get bought by Sony or not. You know, first of all, I don't really play much Square Enix games, but I would rather Square Enix just be left alone, honestly. I don't know why they need to be bought. Jared. Because it just feels like a conglomerate of like hodgepodge of all these intellectual properties that are just being swept under this like financial rug. I don't know, it just seems so random, like.
Hi, Sheila. The Rhinox have built a fortress on our beach, and we're going to blow it to smithereens. We just need you to take out all the turrets for us.
Snappy.
We're lighting the bomb now, so just make sure to stomp all those turrets before the fuse runs out, okay?
It's just like the thing with like say Sony owning all their first party studios is that they didn't really buy them, they grew them within the company. Microsoft, you know, they have 343 Studios and whichever the one does Forza and stuff, like, but they don't really grow that many of their studio. They just keep buying studios. Like for Sony to buy a studio like Bluepoint, who makes like remakes of old Sony games, that makes sense because they've kind of always had that relationship. So yeah, if Square Enix gets bought by Sony, it would kind of make sense because they always did kind of have a very good relationship when it comes to like exclusivity and timed exclusivity and stuff like that. And they just, you know, whenever I think of Square Enix, I do think of PlayStation. I just do. So it would make sense, but I don't know. I just wish it wasn't like a buying war. Stomp the turrets before the bombs explode. Alright, let's get into the action here. I always forget how this works exactly. Ow. I have no sparks at the moment. I mean, yeah, it's to build their streaming services, but that's what I mean. It's like, it's all business more than, it's like they're sacrificing what their brand is more than just for the sake of, like, you know, the financial gain or whatever they think, you know, I don't know, it just becomes too much, it's too business now, like, and I'm not really a fan of streaming to begin with, so that's just my own bias, but, oh man, I didn't have sparks. Spyro kind of left me empty-handed with sparks before we got into this mission. But yeah, I mean, I get why it's happening. I just wish I just wish it was in the nature of the business that everything was being bought like the way it is.
Stomping the turrets again?
Yeah, let's try again. Let me say no.
No problem. We'll be playing hot potato with this bomb until you come back.
Oh god, we can't have that.
Ready to try? Yippee!
Yippee. I should have read or letters say what she was saying, or he's saying. Let's try this again with a full sparks. Let's go this way this time. I mean, even for Sony to buy Bungie, at least there's a reason behind it, because they are looking to get more familiar with like live service games. So Bungie is like their kind of like their meal ticket to like learn how to do that. But yes, I guess companies acquiring each other, I guess it just would just make more sense from a brand perspective, I guess. Or from a, not just like buying and just hoping that money is going to come your way, but like actually like managing the studios you're buying in a good way that's gonna help your company, and not just trying to compete with the buying war, I guess. Nice, we did it.
Wow, I can't believe I survived that blast. It's a good thing I kept this egg nice and safe in my pocket.
Molly.
Our beach is your beach.
Cool. Let me get these gems. That's just a duck. I think we got all the gems around here. Thankfully this open space is more of like a sand area so we can see the gems better.
Stay, get a tan if you like.
Our beach is your beach.
I know. It's my beach. I can do whatever I want. Alright. Let's see what's over here, I guess. I got that. I think everything is done on this area. But yeah, to recap, 1995 is Twisted Metal from a Game of the Year. 1996 is Crash Bandicoot. 1997 is Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. 1998 is Spyro the Dragon. 1999 is Crash Team Racing. 2000 is Spyro Year of the Dragon. 2001 is Jak and Daxter the Precursor Legacy. 2002 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Whoa, these guys just popped out of nowhere. 2003 is The Simpsons Hidden Run. 2004 is Killzone. 2005 is Area 51. 2006 is Resistance: The Fall of Man. 2007 is God of War 2. Was there gems here just now that just popped in and popped out? I can't remember. I feel like the gems just fell through the floor, but I could be wrong. 2008 is Resistance 2: Fall of Man. I mean Resistance 2, not Fall of Man. Resistance 2. 2009 is Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. 2010 is God of War 3. 2011 is Killzone 3. 2012 is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. 2013 is The Last of Us. 2014 is South Park: The Stick of Truth. 2015 is MLB 15 The Show. And they didn't win the World Series that year, but they should have because they were a great team. But you know what? I still had to get it just for the fact that they were in the World Series. That's all that mattered to me. It was a perfect time for that game, I think, because of how slow the PlayStation year was for other games, you know, normal games. Save this guy.
My plan worked. That dumb octopus dropped the jail key while he was shaking me. Now I can free my friends.
Beautiful.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. One of the Rhinox had this egg in his lunchbox.
No way. Dizzy? Alright. I think we still have more to finish in this level, though. What's over here? Oh, this is the area where they... Oh, so they were trapped in here. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely missing stuff. Oh, yeah, there's definitely another area I need to get to. But you know what? I think we'll do the mini game next time. Is there any gems up here on these little seashell things or whatever these are? Oh, here's some more gems. I think we have most of everything over here. Just make sure. Yeah, next time we're gonna go into this mysterious vortex. But yeah, Pulpit Pig, it's been a pleasure. Anyone who's out there wants to like, comment, or subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. In the meantime, oh, I think we have to go up there too. Or did I come from there? I'm not sure. I forget. Anyway, Yeah, well, we came from there. I think we have to go up there. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, comment, or subscribe. You can subscribe to Kev Plays on YouTube, or follow me on Twitter at Let's Watch Series. And yeah, in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, keep a clear head, and keep on gaming. I'll catch you guys next time in Spyro 3 World. What is this place called? Seashell Shore. By the yeah, you know. Seashell Shore. Yeah, I can't say it. Seashell Shore. Okay. She sells seashells by the seashore. Okay, now I got it. Alright. Public Pig, I'll see you later. Have a good one, everyone.